All right. Again, we're here at Dent Revolution. We've got a theory we call S.A.L.T. It's an acronym for Survey Access Leverage Tool. And I'm here with, again, Darren Duder from Nebraska. And what we're going to do is he's learned about this process, and what he's going to do is he's going to explain what he learned, and he's going to run through the S.A.L.T. theory with us here today. So go ahead. Tell me what you've got here. You set your board. Go ahead and run through the whole theory. We're going to survey the dent first. Go ahead and tell me about the dent.
First thing we're going to do is survey the dent, and you can see this dent, small dent on a body line. It's got crown up top, crown in the bottom of it. So we know we're going to need to.
Very good.
We know we got crowns in our dent. We know it's on a body line.
Okay. What type of crown do we have here? Is it a tight crown? I mean, what we've got here is we do have a selection of knockdowns here. I'd say this one I call Fat Boy. That's for a large swooping crown. This one here, kind of a homemade job. This one actually is for a not quite so tight crown. And here's a dull knockdown as well. And something I whipped up for Darren, which runs in the lines of this middle one here. So go ahead and tell me what type of crown this is, Darren.
That crown there it's a fairly tight crown. I wouldn't call it super tight, but medium.
Okay. Which knockdown do you think will work over here for us? Go ahead.
I'd probably use one of these two right here.
Okay.
For that crown.
All right. So we've got a knockdown for the crown. We've already looked at got body lines. This is a pretty basic dent. Do we have any creases or anything like that? And any outies do you see?
I do not see any outies in this particular dent, except for the actual crowns themselves.
Okay. Right. They are sticking out from the panel. Next thing, access. The A in S.A.L.T. Okay, what do you think our access here is, Darren?
Well, as I look underneath the hood, I see there's a brace underneath there.
Our dent
is directly on top of a braced area.
All right. So do we have a hole? Do we have any holes or any? What's our access point we're gonna use?
We're gonna, on this particular one, I would recommend drilling a hole in the brace and coming in at it from the hole in the brace.
Being that it's a practice panel, typically we don't want to be drilling.
That's right.
So we've got a practice panel. Of course, Darren's here. It's his first week, so we're trying to keep some things as simple as possible to get the skill sets into his head. But we can slip in a really skinny tool for a dent like this. Be relatively time consuming. We're more interested in the skill sets here. Okay, your leverage. Being that we are going to go through a hole, whether we created it or it was there already. What type of leverage do we have with the one we've got? We're going to have pretty good leverage?
Yeah, we're going to have pretty decent leverage there.
All right, so with that, and it's about 3 inches away, which is good. I've taken the liberty of putting a selection of tools up here, which is our last one. If you do run through this, if you run through the S.A.L.T. theory, discover about your dent, look at your access, discover what type of leverage you have, and your proximity to the dent. This is also very, very important at Dent Revolution PDR training. We cover proximity because proximity to the dent means everything in the world. The farther a dent is away, typically but your accuracy will start to get lesser and lesser accurate, and so we discuss proximity, and this has a lot to do with what type of tool you choose as well. So we've got pretty darn good proximity to the dent, and running through S.A.L.T., when you answer these questions, typically we'll tell you what type of tool you want to use. I've taken the liberty of putting up a few tools. I've got soft tips on each tool. This is a big one. This will fit through the hole. All of these will fit through the hole. And what I'm going to do now is leave it up to Darren to choose the one that he would rather have, because this is a comfortability factor as well when you are a dent technician trying to do a complex PDR repair such as this. Which one would you choose?
I would choose this, is what I'd try first.
Why is that?
I think I can get the best leverage with this particular tool.
Okay. You want the soft tip on there? I would use a soft tip.
Yeah, I would recommend having the soft tip on the tool.
Okay, great. So we've run through S.A.L.T. and we've run through it, and we've discovered that this diameter tool with the soft tip is probably our best choice. And this again is the purpose. It's more of a thought process of the way to choose a tool, but it also teaches us in our minds of how we're going to go about in a pre-planning type of a mode when we approach paintless dent removal. So anyways, this is the S.A.L.T theory, and Dear and I would like to thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ahí está.